Yo, what's going on guys, hey Grouch here, and welcome to part 2 of my hidden references to Naruto and Naruto Shippuden video. I figured it was about time I finally get around to making it, so hopefully you guys do enjoy. As I said, there is a part 1, but you don't necessarily have to watch them in order. However, if you know of a reference that didn't make it on this list, I highly recommend you go check out that one as it's most likely on there. With that out of the way, let's get into it. Number 10. Himoto Umaru-chan. Now for this series there are actually 2 instances we're going to be looking at, the first of which appears in Season 2, Episode 2. In the episode, Umaru's being her usual lazy slob self, unintentionally generating a giant mess for her brother Taihead to clean up. Which, if you haven't seen the series, is a pretty normal thing. Well, this time is different because he's not having it. Instead, he decides to follow a guide that helps him to get Imaru to clean up her own mess, and surprisingly, it starts to work out. As they are finishing up the cleaning, however, there are a few things that are left to be picked up that Taihead suggests just tossing out. If you look closely among the remaining items, one appears to be a Shonen Jump magazine with a parody version of Naruto on the cover. This same magazine can also be seen a few other times within the series. The second reference can be seen in the 8th episode of Himoto Umaru-chan S, which is a series of shorts. Sylphenford's outfit appears to be inspired by Naruto, even going so far as to use his signature datebayo.
よし、収納しきったな。
これ入らなかったのはどうするの？
掃除テクニックその3、捨てる。
嫌だ、もったいない。このぬいぐるみとか。
Number 9. Super Sons. Super Sons is a monthly comic book series that follows, as the name suggests, the Super Sons of Batman and Superman. Over the years, there have been a number of different adaptations for this, but today we're going to focus on the most recent 2017 version, which follows the 2 sort of friends, Damian Wayne and Jonathan Kent, who are forced to deal with their own dilemmas while their parents are out being superheroes. The reference can be found in issue 1 of the comic book series, when Damian goes to visit Jonathan at his house. If you take a close look in the background, you can actually spot a poster of Naruto's face. Well, half of it at least. This, along with a silhouette of Goku from Dragon Ball, seems to prove that he is, like many of his age, a fan of anime and manga. Number 8. Assassination Classroom. At the beginning of episode 6, Kuro-sensei is trying to help his students study for midterm exams by creating multiple after images of himself in order to be in many places at once. If you are observant, you may notice there is a slight difference between them, that being the headband he wears, which relates to the subject his after image is teaching. As one of the students begins to question whether or not this is actually necessary, the headband that Kuro-sensei appears with has the Leaf Village symbol on it, to which his student exclaims, "Naruto isn't even on the test." I was pretty surprised they not only made a reference, but actually used the series by name, which is something you don't really see due to legal issues. It just goes to show, Assassination Classroom really don't give a damn.
Attention, drilling everyone individually on areas where you need improvement most.
Man, this is balls. You seriously gotta wear a different headband for each subject. Give me a break, man! Naruto's not even on the test!
Look at him go.
Number 7. The Foose Arena. So this entry is a bit different from any other on the list, as the reference can be found in a comic book adaptation of an online video game series known as Foose Arena. Now, I'm not gonna act like I know too much about this one, as I've never heard of the series until now. However, looking through the comics, there appears to be a good amount of nods made to other video games as well as Japanese manga. In Foose Arena T4 page 138, there is a panel in which a character appears to enter a store full of masks. At least that's what I think they are. I don't know, the whole comic seemed to be in a different language, so I couldn't really navigate it all that well. Thank you, Google Translate. Anyways, one of these masks appears to be the same mask worn by Toby from Naruto Shippuden. Number 6. Yugioh. So the reference we're looking at appears around the middle of episode 187 of the Duel Monsters anime. And all I gotta say is this one ended up being a bit more than what I originally imagined. The episode begins with an introduction to a new duels tournament, with duelists being paired together for the first round. After the duelists have been paired, Mokuba makes a short announcement, Kaiba talks about pride or something, and the crowd gets super hyped up. Well, if you look closely hidden among the people in the stands, you can actually spot both Shikamaru and Choji. And if you paid attention to detail, a bit further to the left, there appears to be a blonde girl with long hair and a purple outfit, which strongly resembles Ino's outfit from part 1. Not only that, but if you go back right to the start of this same scene, on the far right you can see a blonde-haired individual with an orange and blue jacket. Either this was one major unlikely coincidence, or Shikamaru's preparing himself to take the title of King of Games.
Duelists and spectators, let the first round of the KC Grand Championship begin! All tournament matches will be held on Kaibaland grounds, but only the 2 remaining finalists will be invited back to duel.
Number 5. Bakuman. Now, it should come as no surprise to anyone that a series about 2 guys trying to make it as mangaka would include a few references to other series. After all, it would make sense as they're constantly looking at other people's work for inspiration. However, today we're focusing on Naruto, and the reference I want to point you to is one that appears in episode 4. After Mashiro and Akito get out of school, they decide to rush over to the studio to continue with their work, but end up stopping at a supermarket to pick up some food. As Mashiro is looking around, Akito decides to check out the nearby magazines to catch up on the latest manga news, and picks up a weekly Jump magazine. I'll let you guess who happened to make the cover.
このまま仕事場行くよな。ああ、ジャック買ってくぞ。よろしく。今週の関東からはあと必要なものは最高。ちょっと。
Number 4. Big Bang Theory. In the season 3 episode of The Big Bang Theory titled The Creepy Candy Coating Corollary, Sheldon gets pressured into entering a Mystic Warlords of Cause tournament, aka a cards game tournament. At first, he has little interest and is a little hesitant, but later realizes that he would be going up against Will Wheaton, who according to Sheldon is one of his arch enemies. Surprise, surprise, the tournament ends up taking place in a comic book store, and on one of the posters in the background, you can actually see Naruto performing his signature Rasengan. There's even a t-shirt with a picture of Sasuke from part 1. Honestly, I was pretty shocked to find these gems just for the fact that there doesn't seem to be much other anime merchandise anywhere in the comic book store. I guess Naruto has just become that popular over the years.
I play my Endless Serpent, Raj will play Ecstatic Frenzy, which means Larry will have to play Chaos Overlord. Then Captain Sweatpants, Molten River, I play Nightshade Dryad, game, set, and match.
Number 3. Fairy Tail. So this one may not be a reference. A lot of you guys were saying it was in the comments of my last video, and I can see why, but I honestly don't know. It could just be a reference to ninjas, so I'm gonna let you guys decide. So in both episode 3 of the Fairy Tail anime, as well as chapter 442 of the manga, there are instances of Natsu wrapping his scarf around his head and forming a hand sign, very similar to what we see in Naruto all the time. To add to this, in both cases, he even states that he's trying to act like a ninja. In the case of his manga reference, he actually names one of his attacks the kick-ass jutsu, or something along those lines. I don't know, the translation for these seemed to vary depending where I was looking. Going back and checking it again, I changed my mind. The manga one, most likely a reference.
We mustn't let ourselves be discovered. We are ninja.
Ninja. Ninjas are supposed to be quiet guys.
Whoa, there are many books in this library.
Aye, there are indeed.
Number 2. The Boondocks. Now, the Boondocks was and still is a series that I love to go back and watch whenever I'm in need of a good laugh. Excluding season 4 because that was trash, but season 2 and 3, those are golden. Something I've always really liked about this series is how unique the show's artwork is compared to other American animated shows. It has a very anime feel to it, which, as you guys could have guessed, I am a fan of. Looking deeper into it, it turns out that the series creator, Aaron McGruder, was a big fan of Japanese anime and manga, which is what he used to inspire the series' artwork. And it appears there are actually a few direct references as well scattered throughout the show. The one I'm going to mention here though is one from season 3 episode 5. In the episode, Huey and Riley are attacked by two members of a group known as Hatocracy, which results in a really epic fight scene like how you would see in an anime. Well, if you pay close attention to the way the old grandma beats on Riley, it's actually the exact same movements that occurred during Sasuke's battle with Orochimaru in the Forest of Death. I just gotta say, for a series that's main focus isn't based around fighting, I had always found these scenes to be very well executed. And now we know why. Number 1. OKKO Let's Be Heroes. OKKO is an American superhero cartoon that is known for making references to a lot of different shows, including Japanese anime and manga of course, two of which, you guessed it, are references to Naruto. The first can be seen in the episode Everybody's Sidekick and a number of others actually, in which the character Enid often performs the substitution jutsu. It's pretty clear she is a Naruto fan as she aims to be the strongest ninja of all time, dresses a bit like him, and even has him as a keychain. Or phone chain? I don't know what you call those. However, this next reference is by far the cherry on top, and that is in the episode Second First Date, where during a flashback, she is seen picking up a number of manga books that she had dropped, one of which is titled Ninja Love and appears to have Naruto and Sasuke on the cover. Yeah, she must have really shipped Naruto and Sasuke after that one episode.
He said he'd be here by now. Maybe he forgot. Or maybe he was making fun of me?
Are you okay?
Yeah, thanks.
And there you have it guys, 10 more references to Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today and found this list satisfying. I personally thought the references were pretty good on this one. Also be sure to let me know in the comments references that I forgot to include. I'd love to see what you guys have found. And finally, be sure to leave a like on the video and let me know what series you guys want me to do next. Thanks to everyone who chooses to support me over on Patreon, and with that being said guys, I will thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.